All right, first little container full. Ready to go dump, and then what you can see, zoom out neat, there you go. From the edge there, over to about where the container is, there's no weeds. To include in my swell, no weeds. Whew, lots to do. Once you get past this area that's been weeded, you get to right about there. That's a lot of weeds. And it's just, I need to go all the way down. You can see they're in my swell too. So it's just continuing to clean it. Starting up here at the top. Again, this will be the first area in sun. Get the weeds out of here. Most of my area is down there because when I go in and prune my trees, I tend to weed it anyway. That area is going to be awesome and easy to do. I'll be more pruning down there than weeding, where up here I am more weeding. Having said that, with my onions here, because I use them as a mole repellent, I don't need them to seed here. So all the seed heads, like that one, I'm taking them out because I don't need them to seed in here. And I've got to do that with all the onions everywhere. At this moment in time, I'm not removing all the onions. I'll remove some or thin them as I eat some. But I don't think I'll ever remove all of them because, again, it's a mole repellent. I just can't let them seed in here. They seed in here, they become a weed, you know? They don't get to take over the hazelnuts or the elderberries or, just anything else that I've on purpose planted in here. So anyway, let me go dump this. Get back to work. I'll talk to you in a few. Alrighty, so you look along the row, weed free, which is awesome. All you see is, your old wood chips. So the walking onions, like I said, I was going to cut them back. The ones that are here for mold deterrent, I don't need them to become, or I don't need this area to become an onion grove. So anything that had a secondary start, does that make sense, came off. And we'll go to compost, basically. Mold deterrents, again, there's some along that outer edge there, and there's some along the upper edge here. But this is not the onion garden type thing. So having said that, the next thing I did is I built little tripods here out of last year's elderberry stems. And they work well to hold the elderberry stems that have fallen over away from my hazelnut here, so they don't choke him out. I've also pulled a couple of passion vines out of here, which is good because we're not doing passion vines in here. And I found a watermelon. I didn't even bring watermelon seeds into this garden, so that means it's a leftover seed from last year that didn't grow. Don't ask me why. Hop in, dog. You supervising? You checking it out? Yes, it allows my walking path to be... Now, this was not supposed to be the walking path because this is where water goes over into the swell. But it'll be the walking path for this year. The walking path should actually be where the tripods are. Hazelnuts on the right, elderberry on the left. This is supposed to be a curved walking path up here. And you can see we're here, it's wide open. And then it's supposed to end down there. Again, because of the problems I had this year with the hail and the wind hurting my elderberries, it's not going to happen. Maybe in the fall. And it's just, how do I say it? Little things. Do what you do with what you can and what you got. There needs to be a walkway in here. I will get there. Walking stones so I know where the walking way is. Trees on one side, elderberry on the other. And then I will probably put logs and stuff just randomly here above the swell. So the water still goes into the swell, but I don't lose my wood chips when I have them. So, that's it. Doing what I do in the garden. From there, I will be moving over into that row. I've already done the swell. And I did this side, the side closest to me of the row, for weeds. I need to do the other side with the logs. And then for weed-wise, that'll be really easy because every time I do a tree area, I weed it. So there's not a lot of weeds over there. This was the thick area. All right, let me go on and get done. I gotta go empty my cart. And, empty that cart. I'll say this is another one I put a tripod up to hold this elderberry branch semi up so I could get access to my walkway. Let's hope that doesn't hurt him. That's all I can say. But this side's done. It looks awesome. Looks like it's supposed to. All right, talk to you in a few. Not like there was a huge difference there. But that row's been weeded. It did have some grass and stuff in it. Again, I don't want the grass to take over here. The hay grass, for lack of better words. Once it gets a hold, it gets hard to get rid of. So it's all been pulled. And then I went through all the daylilies that have been, they're expired. There are no more blooms on them. Went ahead and took their stems down. There's a couple daylilies that still have some blooms on them down there at the far end, which has a little more shade, where this end up here was the sunny end. They're all spent. But I went ahead and, took their stems off, and so they look very green and vibrant still. Especially with the nostrums growing around them. All right, a couple of weeds here in the mulberries. There weren't many because when I pruned it, I weeded it. Now we're getting ready to do the peaches. You can see it's full. You can see both aisleways. Got a lot of branches going out way too far. Everything gets cut back. That's part of the espalier process. Roughly 6-inch stems coming off of its 18-inch vine, so all the fruit is produced in the area that is pickable. And all the stem pieces will all get trimmed down to about 1-inch size and will actually become part of the mulch bark on the plant themselves. I cut them down to 1-inch size so they don't accidentally pollinate. And as I'm doing that, I will pull weeds because there's grass and yellow wood sorrel and just stuff growing here that I don't want to grow here. Long term, I'll plant things like my strawberry spinach, which will never grow 18 inches tall. My orchards on the back side, because they'll grow 18 inches tall, but not much taller than that. So what grows under does not compete with the actual fruit trees. And the fruit trees here in the summertime will give those things a little more shade. It's the long-term thought process, but I need to get in here and get it done. So, starting here, talk to you in a few. All right, it's 10 o'clock. The peach row here is now in sun. It's time for me to go in the house. I'm not going to get the cherries or the apricots done today. Again, I'm too much sun now. I'm at my limit. I can feel it. Oops, I missed two. See those two hanging out? I'm going to have to cut those before we go. But if you look, straight down the row, everything is within its 18-inch box all the way down. All the way up to the edge here. And then the tip is cut so it doesn't go any farther than the T-post. This one here that is not even, zoom out a little, it's not even 2 feet long right there. And since I did not cut his tip, because he is supposed to take that wire. Now what will happen is, since all the other tops have been cut off, that makes sense. The tree is already talking to itself, talking about, I'm going to go to the other side so I'm not looking into the sun and can see the camera screen. But the tree is already talking to itself about, what happened? Did the deer come and eat us? Did a tree branch fall? Did the bugs eat? Who's still okay? And this little branch over here is going, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And it will put a lot of energy into growing this. We'll have like a foot worth of growth. I have to take those two off though. But that's what'll happen. Does that make sense? It's already out of fruiting season. And when the hail damage knocked off the 15 peaches that I had, it's okay. Same thing on the other side. This branch is going to grow because I didn't take its ends off. Same thing here. I have my hose pieces here. I cannot find my surveyor's tape, so I got to buy another roll. And that just makes me mad because I can't find it, and I have a roll. Anyway, having said that, everything I cut gets cut to little 1-inch squares like I do with the elderberry, and it's left in place to compost in place. I'm going to stand over here in the shade from the cherry trees. And that way, again, it will compost in place. And because it's nice and thick, it'll also prevent weeds from growing. Otherwise, this row is done. Now you can still see I've still got cherries to do. They're tall, but I'm done. I can feel the heat coming on. It's only 10 o'clock. There's going to be a heat advisory out. And I'm still just 2 days past my sunburn, so while I've got on mid-length sleeves, keep me as safe from the sun as possible. It's time to go in the house. But it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking like it's supposed to. That side's not. But it will. Everything's doing great. The peppers that I put here, because the other garden wasn't done, they're doing fine. The comfrey is doing fine. This is one of the first orchards that came up. It's already gone to seed, which is fine. Other orchards are doing well. And I got orchards over back there that are doing well. They'll do a little better now that I've given them some sun. I'm going to stand over here in the shade again. Certain other little things. There's a tomato plant right there. See, I'm trying to make sure I can see the screen. There you go, so I can zoom in. There he is, little tomato plant. There's another one across the aisle from him. Being that I lost so many of my tomato plants in the hailstorm, and these guys have volunteered and are doing well. You can see where I've got some logs here. I'm going to build little tripods and have the tripods lean towards my T-post, and I'm going to guide that tomato towards the T-post, so it's not interfering with the cherries, it's not interfering with the orchard, and I'm going to let it give me tomatoes. I've got 3 of them. I've got these 2 here, and I've got another one over there by where I moved the St. John's wort. So you'll see it. It's not going to happen today. Again, we're into the point where I'm in sun. I've lost my shade. So come back out in a couple of days, and we'll just, pick up where we left off. It'll be prune the cherries back, weed the cherries where I need to weed. These 2 tomatoes, because they're here, go ahead and get their tripods up and on them, and just kind of keep working it a row at a time. With that, I'm going to the house. Y'all have a great day. All right, I still had a few minutes in the shade over here. Didn't film it before, but I went ahead and pruned this small berry and this small berry a little, mostly so I can mow and not hit my head on branches. Did the same thing over in that corner, and I trimmed the grape. I had stuff almost on all 3 sides that was almost touching the ground, and I don't need it to reroot, so it got trimmed back to the actual frame. You can see anything that was hanging off got cut. You can also see on my string there, see the tendrils? It was trying to grow down the string. Can't do that. That's into the garden area. This is the grape spot. And with all of that said, that brown patch right there, I know it doesn't show up well here, and I don't want to hang out here too long. That's a bird nest. And it's a small one, so I don't know if it's a hummingbird nest or if it's one of the little sparrows, the little finch sparrows that hang out. But he's made a nest, so I don't want to hang out here too long. And it's still well hidden. You can see even like that, it's well hidden. Even with the ends being cut off. Now, I originally cut the ends off because I didn't want a wasp to think it was okay to build a wasp nest in here. All right, having said that, this is open up. I'm almost in sun again. I'm done, going to the house. My stuff's sitting way up there. I gotta go get it. Y'all have an awesome day, and I will talk to you later.